Hey guys, what is up? It's the 21st of December today, and that means day 30 of the French challenge. So yes guys, we did it. 30 days learning French through Duolingo, and we're here, day 30. This video will just be a video on the results as well as a brief discussion and scoring for this 30-day challenge and how I found it. So results. I am happy with the results. From my first video, I said that my goal was to get to 20% fluency through the Duolingo fluency calculator, and we could see from day 15 I had already achieved that goal. So then I said, okay, well let's try to do 30%, and I did it. On day 30 I was able to get to 30%. It was a bit tricky. Once you get past the 20%, it was quite hard, especially with all the verbs and everything, just understanding the conjugates and all the different ways that you have to say those words to fit what scenario or item you were talking about. But the last few days, in order to get to the 30%, I did do a little bit extra work. So it was set for insane 50 XP, but I did probably go about 80, 90, even sometimes 100 XP just to get over that line to get to 30%. But I mean, 30 days, 5 to 10 minute practice, I'm 30% fluent in French. So it was really good. It's really good, easy as. When I think about it, imagine if I was spending an hour a day or even half an hour a day going through this Duolingo, I would probably almost be finish the program in Duolingo. So great tool, it's free, it's fun, keeps it exciting, and like now I am able to, when I read things in French and everything, I am able to actually pick things up that I never knew. It would just be a blur, whole different language. But now I can say, oh okay, I know what that word is, or I can fill in the gaps now and start to read sentences and everything, as well as now when I say something in English and I'll be like, oh well, I know those words, so in my head I will say it how I should say it in French. And so I mean that's another good practice to keep going throughout it. But yeah, I'm very happy. So yeah, I have been able to successfully complete 18 categories through Duolingo, so around that gives you about 30% fluency. With the verbs and everything, you need to write them down. Definitely get your notebook out and start writing them down. It does help because there is so much information that you need to know and rules to learn. It is very good, and a very efficient way is just writing it all down. And because when I did write it down, after a few times, I started remembering it, so it was pretty easy. So for all my 30-day challenges, I'll be giving them a score out of 5 for 4 different categories. So this will just give you guys an idea on overall how well this 30-day challenge is, and to give you an indication if it is good to try it and how beneficial it is to you and everything. So what I'm going to do is score it on 4 different components: difficulty, benefits, recommend it, and will I continue it. So the first one, difficulty. 1 point being it was very difficult, 5 points being that it was pretty simple. So for this French challenge, I am going to give it a 4 points because it was pretty easy. It wasn't strenuous physically or mentally really. I just needed to practice 5 things a day. Took me 5 to 10 minutes and I was done with it. I mean, it does start to get a bit tricky, like I said, with all the verbs and just learning those rules and everything. But if you sit down for 20 minutes, you'll start to slowly understand what it's about. And the more you practice it, the easier and quicker you'll learn. So that's why I think it was pretty easy. It was a pretty easy challenge, so I'm going to give it the 4 points. Next one is benefits. Like I said in the first video, it is very beneficial to be bilingual. So with this, I am going to give it 4 points for it as well. Won't give it a 5 because it's not a super must, but 4 points because super beneficial. Now if I go to France, if I'm ever lost in France, I can kind of get myself out of it a bit easier than I would if I didn't know it. So even if just this individual one, learning the one language, same thing though. Even if you learn heaps, then that's amazing for if you are traveling all the time or anything, or just come across anybody that speaks that language. Beneficial because you're able to have a conversation with them and help out as well. So third category, recommendation. Would I recommend this to all of you guys out there? Yes, I'm going to give this a 5 points as well. It is super fun. It is awesome to say that you can learn a language. I mean, in 30 days, you can pretty much kind of speak a language and read it and hear it and understand everything. So highly recommend it, especially for you guys that have parents or grandparents that do speak a different language and you've always wanted to learn it, but you've just never been able to. This is your chance to be able to do that, and then you do have the opportunity to speak to them, have conversations in them, and let them help you learn it further as well. Pretty much why I wanted to learn French, and next one that I want to do is actually Polish as well, because those are my two backgrounds. So to learn those two, to speak to my family and everything, would be amazing. So that's why I would highly recommend it for all you guys out there, just to learn a different language. It's awesome to say that you can do that. And my final points is for will I continue this? I'm going to give it 4 points, okay, because I'm definitely going to continue, but I'm not going to go as hard as I was in those first 30 days, because I will be doing other things, like other challenges and everything. I still want to continue and every day still keep my hot streak going. So I'm just going to drop it down to maybe 20 XP or even just a 10 XP a day, just so I can still do that streak. But if I'm bored, who's to say I can't continue doing the 5 points or the 50 XP or the 90 XP or whatever. So 4 points for yes, I'm going to continue, because it is great fun and I'm having fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this challenge, and I hope that this inspires you guys to continue and even start this as well. So overall, that gives this Learning French 30-day challenge a total of 17 out of 20 points. So that's a nice high points to let you guys know that this is a successful challenge. I had fun, it was beneficial, I highly recommend it to you guys, and yes, I will continue this challenge as well. Hopefully it's become a habit for me to just wake up in the morning, or even just when I'm bored, open up Duolingo and learn a bit of French for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. I'll be continuing and starting new challenges very soon. If you guys like this series of videos and how I've laid it out for the first day, 15th day and the 30th day, let me know in the comments, give me a like, subscribe if you're interested in all my other challenges that I have been doing and will be doing, and I'll catch you guys next time. Laters.